Hey everyone, it's Matt, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the venomous relationship between retroactive jealousy and social media. Now, a lot of people turn to social media when they're looking for answers. Maybe you have a question about your partner's past that you don't want to ask them, or, maybe they've told you something about their past that doesn't quite add up. So, you turn to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter and all that to try to find the answers. And here's the thing. I don't blame you one bit, okay? This was one of my favorite things to do once upon a time, okay? I mean, I would literally spend hours on social media trying to piece together the puzzle, to figure things out, to compare myself to all of my partner's exes, figure out if they'd been to the same places that we have, same restaurants, same vacation spots, things like that. I thought I was protecting myself, by doing so. But what I came to find out was that was all wrong. I was actually hurting myself more than I could ever imagine. Now, before we jump into this video, it would mean a lot to me if you could take a fraction of a second and go ahead and smash the like button. This helps with the YouTube algorithm and not only supports this channel's growth, but also gets this video out to more people that really need to see it. So I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that. And one more thing, this is kind of a disclaimer, so to speak. Keep in mind, this video is about jealousy and retroactive jealousy and all that. I'm not speaking on people who have been cheated on or have cheating partners or anything like that in this video. It has nothing to do with that. So, if you're snooping around on social media or on your partner's phone because they cheated on you and, you're looking for answers or whatever, this video isn't for you, okay? This video is for anybody who pretty much knows their partner isn't cheating on them or doing anything wrong, but they feel like, they have to go on social media to see pictures of their exes or go back on timelines and find about, things about their past and try to add everything together, to find answers. So, just getting that out of the way, and let's jump right into the video. Looking for answers on social media, again, was one of my favorite pastimes. I would be obsessed with it. And, I didn't want to ask my partner questions about their past because I didn't want to upset them, or, if I asked them something and I thought that they were lying, I could easily go on Facebook, and try to find the answers for myself. And this habit kind of started for me way back about 16 years ago or so. And it was my first girlfriend when I was around 14 or 15 years old. And she told me about a time before that me and her started dating, that she had kissed a guy that was in the same class as us in high school. I think we were just in high school. And I remember this filled me with so much anger, so much anxiety, so much jealousy, you name it. And I remember I would go on MySpace. Who remembers MySpace? Or am I really that old? But I remember you would have like a top friends on MySpace, like 5 people that showed up on your profile page as your, best friends. And I would always look to see who my girlfriend had on there as her top friends. I wanted to make sure, she didn't have this guy that she kissed as one of her top friends. And, I'd go through photos and I'd see which classmates she hung out with before, which one she met before me. I wanted to see if she had any photos with this other guy, with them together, like as if that was really important, as if it really mattered. But I thought, like, at that time, it did matter. So I would dig and swift and sort through everything. And back then, texting was just kind of getting popular. And we all had, Motorola razors and slivers. So I dig through her phone and I'd see if there were any old text messages, and I could read and see what kind of stuff they talked about, between the two of them. Was it the same type of stuff that we talked about? All this stuff. And I thought if I could control the situation in some way, I could feel better, right? I didn't want to be the one that was in the unknown. Like, maybe other people knew things that I didn't know, so I didn't want to be the one that looked like the fool. I didn't want people looking at me and saying, wow, look at Matt, like, he's dating this girl, but little does he know, like, she's already been with 3 other dudes this year alone. Or, wow, there's Matt holding hands with this girl in the hallway, but little does he know, 2 months ago she was standing there in the same place with a different guy. What a fool. It's that feeling of everybody knew something was going on and knew something that I didn't know. So social media was my way of thinking I could figure everything out so I could be, one step ahead and have a handle on all of it. This is super flawed. Okay, this is a super flawed way of thinking because honestly, nobody gives an F. Nobody gives an F, and that's true. Like, you're the only one that does, and in that case, I was the only one that did. And here's the important thing to understand, and you probably know where this is going, is retroactive jealousy is a form of obsessive compulsive disorder, right? We get a thought that makes us feel not so good. So to relieve the pain as fast as possible, we do a compulsion, meaning we go and do something about it to get quick relief. We think doing this compulsion is good because it makes us feel a little bit better, but in the long run, it makes us suffer more and more and get worse and worse. And social media snooping is a compulsion. Snooping around social media, looking at pictures, reading texts, whatever it is, that makes it worse. It ends up digging a deeper and deeper and deeper hole, and it allows our thoughts to go down more routes of fear and builds up that adrenaline even more. So what we want to do is just the opposite. We want to train our brain that there's nothing to fear. We want, to stop all this adrenaline. But when we keep going on Facebook and Instagram, to look for answers and again, swifting and sorting through all this stuff, we're telling our brain that yes, there is stuff to fear. Look at all the action I'm taking to get away from this fear. So your brain is going to release more and more and more adrenaline into your system. Every time you think an RJ thought, more and more adrenaline is going to get sent in. What I've also come to learn is that kind of how our brain works, that if you are looking for something and you really want to find it, you will. So if you are snooping through social media and you're looking for something in particular, your brain will find a way to make you find it, even if it's completely wrong and incorrect. And what I mean by this is in one of my previous relationships about 5 years ago or so, my girlfriend had an ex and his name was John. And her and this John guy had this big falling out, and she deleted all his photos and blocked him on social media. And now he lived in a different city, so there was no trace of John ever. And when me and her first started dating, I could care less about this John guy, but a few months into the relationship, I started wanting to know more things about him. What did he look like? Was he more attractive than me? What kinds of things did they do together? Is he in better physical condition than I am? All this kind of insecure stuff. And every time I brought him up to my girlfriend, she'd get kind of angry. Like it was in her past and she didn't want to think about it. She didn't want to talk about it. It was irrelevant. So since I couldn't get answers from her, I turned to Facebook. I figured, there had to be at least one photo somewhere of them and I could see what he looked like so I could try to make myself feel better as quickly as possible. So I dug and dug and dug around. And remember how I said, if you really want to find something, you will? Well, I ended up on her sister's Facebook page. And I went through some photos and found a photo from a couple years ago. And it was a picture of my girlfriend, her sister, and a guy named John. Right? I was like so excited. I found him. I found this guy named John. I found him. I clicked on his profile and I started digging through all his pictures. I started comparing us. I started judging him. I started thinking, oh, well, I'm better looking than him and he's got nothing on me. And then I started thinking things like, yeah, but man, he had sex with my girlfriend and he's kind of, been there, done that before is probably his mindset when he thinks about her. And, I bet they've already done everything that me and her have done together, et cetera, all this stuff. But I started becoming obsessed. I became obsessed with looking at these pictures. And this went on for weeks, maybe even months, but it was a constant thing. And there'd be times where finally I thought I was over it, and then all of a sudden I'd get another compulsion to go see if, he posted another photo, or if we went out to eat at a new restaurant or something, I'd try to scroll back and see if they ate at the same restaurant, right? Even went back, to see if there was any new photos or older photos that had resurfaced between the two of them, anything for that matter. So, about a month or so later, I ended up going to a family reunion with my girlfriend. It was my girlfriend's family reunion. And guess who was there? Guess who was there out of blue? John was there. I saw John, and I about lost it. And I pulled my girlfriend over to the side and said, what the heck is your ex doing here? Are you guys still talking? I thought you said you were over him. I thought you said he was completely out of the picture. You had no contact with him at all. Why is he at your family reunion? Like, what? You lied to me. I can't believe you. And my girlfriend looked at me and she was like, what are you talking about? She's like, that guy over there, that's my cousin John. So, yeah. As it turned out, the John that I had been obsessing over the photos for months and months and months, was actually a family member of hers. It was her cousin, not her ex. They had the same name, and that's it. So, like I said, if you are trying to find something and you look hard enough, you'll find it, even if you are way wrong about it. I found this John guy. He had pictures on there. I assumed that was the right John. My brain said, oh, you found the John. Yeah. No. Whoops. Now, I could go on and on and on and on about my relationships in social media and retroactive jealousy. Like I said, I have a very long, storied past. Many, many years I suffered from this, and tried to piece together timelines, seeing pictures of my girlfriend standing outside of a house and wanting to know whose house it was. Was it a guy's house and maybe she slept with him and all these crazy things. But lots of crazy thoughts and crazy ideas came through my mind. But here's the bottom line when it comes to this social media compulsion. Here's the bottom line, cut and dry. We got to stop. Stop going on social media, no matter how bad you want to do it. Okay, just don't do it. No matter how badly you think you need to, no matter how much the desire is there, no. Don't do it. But what if there's just one more thing you need to check, one more thing you need to find out? No, you're done, okay? If necessary, delete it. Delete your social media if you have to. Whatever you need to do to keep yourself away from those compulsions is exactly what you need to do. And again, this may sound kind of aggressive, but I believe it's very necessary, okay? Think about your retroactive jealousy. That's pretty freaking aggressive, right? It comes on and strikes you and sucks all the joy away from you within seconds. So it's time we be aggressive right back to it. Even on your worst day of retroactive jealousy, or even if you found a new piece of information about your partner's past that you need to know more about, if you think going on social media to research this, to figure things out, is going to make you feel better, it's not. It's just gonna make everything so much worse, okay? It's gonna feed the fire. It's gonna keep feeding the retroactive jealousy dragon, and it's gonna keep making it stronger and stronger and stronger if you keep this up. So really start practicing some self-discipline and stop these compulsive behaviors as soon as you can, okay? This is the key to overcoming retroactive jealousy. And it sucks, okay? It doesn't feel good, but you really, really wanna do some type of compulsion. I get it. But you just can't, okay? And when you don't do the compulsion, when you're showing your brain that there is no danger, there's no fear, pretty soon you'll starve your RJ. You'll starve your retroactive jealousy. There will be nothing left to keep it alive, and it will die off, and you'll be back to living a life of complete joy and complete freedom, as you absolutely deserve to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button to help out with the algorithm. Also, please take the time to subscribe to this channel if you had not done so already. hit the notification bell so you are alerted when I post a new video. Also, please feel to leave a comment below. I respond to every single comment and try to do so within 24 hours. And of course, one final plug, if you are someone who suffers from retroactive jealousy like I did, please check out the links in the description to my retroactive jealousy 7-day Road to Freedom course. And that also comes with 90 days of free one-on-one email coaching and support with me. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.